don't know, like, I don't forget what date it was, maybe like June 3rd or 5th or 7th, I'm not sure like what date it was in the video, but maybe I already felt guilty about talking to Nikki at work.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going through my head.
Is that the potential timing? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't remember the video, what day the video was, but I knew like I'd kind of met Nikki around like June 1st. I knew like she told me like afterwards.
When you say met her, you mean like went on a date with her?
No, I never went on a date with her until she was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just like flirting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was natural flirting back and forth, and I was just like, I knew that like with that video timing, I probably just looked like I was like felt guilty for even talking to the girl at work.
Well, you probably did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys fight before, you and Shanann? I know you talked about like not really raising your voice and stuff. Was there? Because I want to say, didn't a neighbor talk about them fighting and stuff?
Yeah, but that was embellished and exaggerated, and he retracted that.
Oh, he ended up doing that?
He retracted that. So.
Did you guys ever fight? Did you ever?
No, I mean,
Was there any domestic violence in your house? Like,
no, like we never.
this is strange to us to
Even
have.
from her to you, I mean,
Yeah.
she gets mad when she's pregnant and grabs a knife, or
No, like
scratches you or smacks you around, or nothing.
No, she's never like nothing.
Okay.
That's what makes all this even more hard to understand from my standpoint, and nothing else too.
Yeah.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
Was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you, or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points like in a marriage where like the dominant person like takes control of everything, but like I was just my whole life I just kind of went with the flow. Like I never like put myself in the center of attention. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be in the back row.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if she did belittle me, I couldn't pick that exact point or time.
She never really felt that way, right?
No, I mean, I always knew I was like, the introvert, and she was she took control of most situations. Like when people came over, like I knew what my role was.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos of like cooking, or she'd make like power balls, or or like protein balls, or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos.
No.
Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me.
I hated being in videos. I mean, I did it for her, because
Right.
it was for her business and
Sure.
stuff. But like it was, I hated just being out for
Yeah.
everybody to see. That's why like the whole like the gender reveal thing, I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
But like I never wanted to be out there.
Yeah.
I know I'm like.
Well, even when she was, because we talk about this a lot, Tammy and I and Dave, even when it was, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Drive thing, and she's like, here we are, and it's all expenses paid, and
I was like,
I remember looking at you and thinking, like, he is not into this video right now.
No, you don't look into any of the videos, I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
That's not me.
yeah,
I mean, I remember you talking about, like, she would even post stuff for you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because you're technically a salesman, too, of
Yeah, I was-
Lavelle, of Thrive.
Cause, like she put me underneath her, not like anything, like any of my friends or stuff, like anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just, I would send her pictures, like I should take a picture with your patch. I'm like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it. She was like, I need to take more control over like your business and stuff. I was like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I wanted to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, okay, bye. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in sales, man. I mean, she could sell everything you're wearing back to you,
Right.
and you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid $40 for this shirt. I paid $20 for it. Yeah, those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. Like she would always say, "Oh."
Could you tell her no? Could you say, I don't want to be in that video? Or was that an option?
Probably not an option. I mean, it's like she would have been like, "Oh, what? This is to help our family. This is for to help this and that." So I couldn't have told her no. I mean, it would have made her mad. I would have been like, no. I wouldn't want to start that just because it's for the business, it's for the family. You know, I was just going to try to help out wherever I can.
Right.
Did that actually make money?
Mm-hmm.
So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she made probably in that last year as much as I did.
On commissions, basically? I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but...
Yep. I mean, it's, they don't take taxes out on it, so.
Right.
So that was like the good thing, and they paid for your car.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Did they give you an allowance or something to buy a car?
Yeah, well, if you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they made money, the owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah.
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I thought there is.
Probably is, yeah.
I'm not sure how much it costs to make it.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the Duo, the Burn. I mean, it felt. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you your exercise, it says I was exercising like all day. Just my heart rate was like up.
Oh.
Just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, the black label ones, the longer black ones, those had caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the Duo Burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type, it felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points, even Nikki said that, like, you know, I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch, while I was talking to her, and then, like, pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep. Which I don't know if it was, like, an insomnia thing or what, but, like, I wasn't sleeping much.
You had a lot going on then.
Yeah, that was the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though, or do you?
I don't really know. I know that I just felt different on those than any other patch. I felt like I could just go longer and longer each day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure, like, if that was probably a bad thing. Because I don't think I was probably sleeping more than 3 hours a night.
So would you when Shan was gone, would you stay with Nikki and then go home for, like, to get ready for work?
Yeah, I just wake up at, like, 4:30 and go home and get ready for work and leave. And I just work out when I got back home.
Mm-hmm.
What were the conversations with Nikki as far as at some point you guys were talking about her helping you find an apartment? So what did you guys talk about as far as your future together?
That didn't really happen until, like, I got back from the beach. So I told her, like, I lied to her, like, hey, you know, like, I had talked to Shan about getting a separation.
And that talk hadn't happened yet?
No, I mean, it kind of like, she knew something was going on, and things. I mean, we weren't sleeping in the same room, and then she even mentioned the fact, like, hey, you know, Colorado's 50-50 state or something like that, and I said, okay, and I guess she looked it up. But, you know, that actual talk hadn't, like, actually happened. I was just like, I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. And so in conversations with Nikki, I get it. I mean, you're telling her, like, the progress toward the divorce is a little bit more than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so what were you guys planning?
So it was more like she was going to help me find an apartment that was affordable. That's kind of just around, like, Brighton or maybe just close to work, like Fort Lupton or something around there. That's kind of like where my area was.
Did you talk about moving in with her?
She didn't want that.
She didn't want that? Would you have done that if she would have been cool with that?
I've been supposed to, so I would have thought it was just, you know, we only been really seeing each other like almost like a month, or just talking about 2 months. So I would really. She called her house, like her apartment, like her. I don't know, like her, kind of like a shield, or kind of like her. she had another word for it, but
Like her safe place?
yeah, like a safe place or something like that. And she said, like, people like to invade it, but that's why she always let me come over, because she said she felt like it was fine, like her dog liked me and everything. Like she was like, hey, you just should belong here type thing. Okay.
So you and Shannon, did you talk about selling the house? At what point did you? There was some discussion there with Ann Meadows.
She had sent an email to Ann about like how we would go about like selling the house.
Yeah.
And I think Ann told her about Ann was always about getting pre-approved. Just like like if you're going to sell your house, get pre-approved for like another house, so it's like much faster.
Yeah, so you just quickly transition from one to the other. Okay. When did that happen? Remember?
I think it was either right before we left. No, that had to have been like first week of August, somewhere around there. I think she may have contacted her.
Okay. So the plan was maybe to buy a house. I think you told me in Brighton. You think about buying a house in Brighton.
Yeah, just like she liked that Adams 12 school system or something.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think that's what Brighton is. Adams.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about when you called the school that day, on Monday?
I was freaking out. I didn't know, like I was thinking in my head, like, what I just done, and I didn't know, like, it was stupid to do anything. To call the school, to call Ann, to call anybody. I mean, they were right to be, suspicious about anything. Look, 'cause I knew I probably sounded eccentric on the phone and out of sorts, and just I don't even know what they were thinking. They heard me.
I think they thought I was weird, but I don't know how you would not sound weird, like you said, so.
So, are you 100% sure the girls were still around and alive when you drove out? Okay. So that's completely accurate. There's nothing else about that.
They got in the truck.
Okay.
Where did the blanket go?
It's probably in the trash can or something, I think.
In the trash?
It wasn't like, it was still in my truck.
Okay. We thought we saw some GPS where you had stopped by near a construction roll-off dumpster. Is that true, or?
I think that's like, I dumped my clothes in there.
So that would have been on the way back to the house?
In my neighborhood.
Yeah. When Officer Kunab was there? Okay. Was it one of those red construction dumpsters?
More than likely.
Okay.
Did you pack new clothes? How did that work?
I already have some in there, because like, in case we have like a spill or something, if you ever get crude oil on you, you don't. Yeah, I have like 2 pairs of boots, all kinds of different stuff in there, just because like just one time I had to clean up a spill and I had defrost on, and I had like a headache for like 2 weeks because it's like the crude oil that comes with that. So I always have something in there.
So where did you keep them after you took them off? Like, did you just change out there into your new other clothes?
So I dumped my clothes in that dumpster.
But wasn't that on the way back? When you were coming? Like, you'd already worked the whole day, right?
I worked like till like 11 or so.
11.
Yeah. So that was back when Nicole Atkinson.
Yeah, when she was
when she
at my
called.
house, hitting the doorbell, that's when I knew someone was at the house.
Right.
Did you think right then, like, oh fuck, like, here we go? Or what were you thinking then?
I didn't know why she was there. I was like, I didn't know, like, maybe she had an appointment or something with Shanann. I didn't know.
What did you think, like, that day, like, what you were going to say? Like, what was your plan? Were you just going to go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, after everything, I mean, I don't even know how I was even acting even normal to people that I was around. Because when, like, Troy and Cody and Chad and Melissa and all them, like, when they showed up on the site, I don't even know how I was even being somewhat even coherent what I was saying, but apparently they understood me. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Like you said, this wasn't like something like some Criminal Minds type.
Like like well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like that.
Was it just minute by minute at that point?
Yeah, it was. I had no idea what was going on.
So once the girls were gone, was it also just a minute by minute thing as far as the oil tanks?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
And was that just because it was in front of you and there it was and just presented itself? It wasn't a plan beforehand? Okay. Was there any reason why the separate ones?
No, it's like you said, it was like going up the stairs, and it just didn't. No, like what Frank said, it's like I was trying to separate everybody. That's not.
No.
I didn't want to separate anybody.
What was the reason?
I can't even tell you. It was like I said, like something else was in control of what I was doing, and it was like I was doing something I never thought I would ever do in my life.
Did you think there would be less chance of someone finding them if they were in separate tanks, or?
No.
Sounds like a little.
No, I didn't. Whatever my reasoning was in my head that day, it wasn't sound. Nothing was right.
And you don't even remember thinking about it?
No, it was just like like a reaction of something that I wasn't even thinking about.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the trash bags? Do you remember that?
Oh,
There were two.
okay. Yes. Trying to, because like the sheet kept, I didn't want to, like when I was putting the one coherent, I guess, thing I had, like I didn't want the girls looking at Shanann while they were in the back seat.
So what'd you do?
I put a trash bag on one end and on her feet and on her head, so they didn't have to see.
Okay. And they were just too little to kind of figure out, right?
Yeah, they didn't know.
Okay. That's good.
I just know, like when I was driving up there, I mean, they were just, sitting there, just, kind of asleep or kind of just like, holding on to each other, laying in each other's laps. I didn't.
Do you remember having any thoughts or thinking about why not just putting them all together with Shanann?
Honestly, it was just happening so fast. I had no time to really have a thought that was my own.
Okay.
But I wasn't like dutifully trying to separate anybody passing away, trying to keep anybody separate. And everything, Frank, Sandy, and Frankie said, like I don't hold it against them. I mean, they can hate me for. They have a right to hate me for the rest of their lives.
They don't hate
They,
you.
back while we're on the subject, I speak with them weekly, and I told them that we were going to come here and then hopefully would speak with us. And they told me to tell you, understandably, they're devastated. But they actually said that they love you. They still love you. And Sandy explained it. He's our son-in-law for 8 years. I can't just turn that off. So they don't hate you. They don't.
That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you, Sandy was the one that was most resistant to penalties in this case. And she said that. She told me that from the very beginning. She didn't want that. It's God's decision. It's not her decision. And then she told me that even then. So it's not just a one-time thing that she has said it to me. It's been over the whole course of the event. So that's probably one of the most honest things someone's ever told me. So it's pretty amazing. Faith is. She's obviously a believer. So am I. I get it. So I understand it.
That's amazing to even hear that.
Yeah. Good people.
I would have figured they would have hated me for.
They don't. I mean, anybody would think that. I certainly would have, but I have to admit I was surprised. Really taken back by that. But
What did they say when they knew you were coming out here?
They said they want to know, details because they need closure, and that's really all they want, and they want to keep it private. And I said, well, absolutely. We'll talk to them about what you told us, and just so they can put it.